By the way, nice one, Jimmy. And congratulations.
Oh, ha.
First time I've had a fully paid up Mr. Chips on my payroll.
Well, I will be once I get through my probationary year at Brookie Comp.
Suppose I'll have to watch my P's and Q's around you now, eh?
Well, not for long, you know. I mean, to be honest with you, Mick, I'm going to have to pack this place in, aren't I? You know, before I take up my post. Can't have the kids seeing Sir doing a bit of moonlighting.
Hey, it's done you all right these past few months.
Yeah, you're right. Suppose you'll have your Leo in here full-time, will you?
Joking, aren't you? You'd run a mile if you had to stay here permanently.
Oh, bit choosy, is he?
You know what kids are like, Jimmy. Doesn't want his arm fella breathing down his neck day and night. I'll have to ask your Linda if she fancies the extra hours. Keep her in the family, eh?
Yeah, sound. And, thanks, boss.
Haven't even asked her yet.
No, I mean for taking me on. You know, in the first place, and, well, giving me a chance when no one else around here wanted to know.
That's not pro, Jimmy. More than proved yourself as far as I'm concerned.
Gonna miss this place. Longest I've ever held down a job.
Biggest chance of your life now, Jim.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure I don't let me or our Jackie down ever again.
Hello, Susanna Farnham speaking. This evening? What for? Well, can't you tell me what it's about over the phone? Oh, well, what time's evening surgery? Right, 5:30. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye.
Sorry I'm late. And my dad kept me talking for ages. Probably thought I was meeting Jason.
I gather my grandson's still not flavour of the month with your father, then?
He drives me mad. What with him Robertson on a Monday and Jason's dad in the... I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
That's all right, love. Probably do you good to get it off your chest.
Thanks for meeting me, Mrs. Shadwick. And I didn't know whether I should bother you or not.
Well, I'm glad you did, love. I think it's about time you and me had a little chat.
Hello, Max. Oh, for goodness sake. Where on earth have you been?
The wholesalers.
Well, what's the point of having a mobile if you keep it switched off all the time?
What? Has, something happened? Is Jackie all right? Has something happened to the baby?
I spoke to her earlier before the surgery rang.
The surgery rang here?
They want to see me at 5:30 this evening.
What for?
I don't know. It wouldn't say on the phone, just said that Dr. Stevens needs to speak to me as soon as possible. Well, it must be serious for her to send for me like that.
It won't be anything too major, darling.
But maybe she found something abnormal in that last routine check I had. She's found something, hasn't she, Max? Something really serious.
All right, if I get off when I'm done here, Mick. I want to get home, you know, get changed, sharpish like.
All right. Out on the res this time of day?
Oh, well, yeah, be having the right time razzing it up, won't I? Giving a new pair of shoes from our Val's catalogue.
You'll be having them handmade, Jimmy, once you head of Brookie Comp.
Do you know, I still can't believe that teacher having an heart attack and me cutting for his job. Talk about a stroke of luck.
Yeah, well, only if you cut for the silver lining, Jimmy.
Don't knock it, mate. I've had enough clouds hanging over me to last a lifetime, I'm telling you. All I need now is for that son-in-law of mine to do one, and I'll tell you, I reckon us Corkills could be in for a few clear blue skies from now on.
Is he still on about this access thing, is he?
Slimy get. Got our Lindsay hanging on a piece of string.
Yeah, we did tell her to hang in there, Jimmy. Because the courts aren't soft, you know. They can usually suss out what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, let's hope so, eh? I know our county's been messed around enough as it is these past couple of years. Oh, aye. Hang on to your loose bit. Says you fancy one. We're making a beeline for you, Mick. Over, will you? I'm telling you, you want to get in there. She fancies you.
Just do one, will you? All right, Pauline, what can I get you?
Oh, I don't know. Not sure what I fancy.
These Savoloys are famous round here, kid. Biggest and best this side of the Mersey.
Thought you were going.
No rush.
Looks like it's up to you then. So, Mick, what have you got to tempt me with? I know you're going to think I'm dead soft. But I fell for him the minute I saw him.
Of course I don't think you're soft. Love's like that sometimes. Just jumps up and smacks you in the face when you least expect it.
Was it like that for you, Mr. Shadwick?
Good Lord, no. With me and my Tommy, it was more what you might call a slow burn. Not that we didn't hit it off from the start, like. Mind you, he could be a stubborn old devil, too. That's where my Greg and Jason get it from. I think the pair of them could do with their heads banging together.
I'm just scared that all this bad feeling between them over the abortion and everything is going to backfire on me and Jace. I couldn't bear to lose him, you know. Not now.
Seen anything you fancy, yeah?
Well, I think I'll have the omelette. It's cancer, isn't it?
Darling, no, of course not.
And I'm being summoned to the surgery this evening so she can pronounce the death sentence.
Darling, please.
I can't bear it, Max. Not after everything else we've been through. Especially when we've got so much to look forward to.
We don't know for sure there's anything wrong with you yet.
Why else would I be summoned to the surgery like this? 6 weeks. That's all. 6 weeks till I hold my son in my arms for the first time. What's going to happen to him if I'm not around to care for him?
Hello again.
Hey,
Gonna have to stop meeting like this.
I'm not complaining. So, how much your chicken and chips?
Gorgeous. From now on, I'm on the wagon, all right?
How come?
I've been on the scales. I thought the needle was never gonna stop.
Go away. Look great to me.
Oh, thanks, love. You haven't seen me in my skimpies.
Was a pity.
Believe me, Mick, it's not a pretty sight. So even if I'm begging for it, do not let me have so much as one more chip from out of there.
You ever thought about taking up exercise, you know?
Oh, there's no way I'm parading around in a leotard looking like this.
No. I was talking more about dancing, you know?
Oh, is that disco, line dancing, or what?
Well, whatever suits you, really.
So you'd recommend it, would you?
Yeah. I've heard it's they're good for burning off the calories.
Thanks, Mick. I'll have to remember that. See ya.
So, yeah.
I'll see you then. Well, thanks for being so understanding about everything. Especially, well, you know.
People fought long and hard for you throughout that night, love. And don't you forget it.
Thanks. I just wish I hadn't caused all this trouble between Jason and his dad. I still don't know what I'm going to do about it.
No, but I do, love. So you just get yourself off and leave me to do the worrying. All right? Bye, love.
My car has been sat in there for the past half hour waiting for him to turn up.
Do you think he will this time?
Well, he hasn't bothered for the last couple of weeks, so who knows what he's playing at.
How can a father treat his own kid like that?
I tried talking to Karen, but she thinks the sun shines out of a flaming daddy's backside, doesn't she?
Evil little swine. What's he putting her through that every week? Your Lindsay must be going mad.
Well, she's got out of the way with PT and Elba. I reckon she's going to crack up soon if he keeps it up much longer.
Is that why you're giving him a wide berth in case you land one on him?
You what? I'd knock him into the middle of next week if I got the chance.
That'd go down well with the governors of Brookie Camp, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Sacked before I've started. I still can't believe it. Me, a teacher. I have to keep pinching myself, make sure it's real.
Oh, it's real, all right. Your Jackie showed me the letter you got this morning, confirming your appointment, Mr. Martin James Corker, like. Suppose it was your mate that did the police check on your application form, like.
All right, keep it down, will you? Couldn't give the real info about myself, could I?
Hey, Jimmy, I don't want to know. Anyway, I reckon you owe me one from your first month's salary.
How'd you work that one out, like?
These lucky shoes that I lent you, you should have them cast in bronze, mate. Just to remind you how you got where you are today.
Yeah, well, I reckon that's worth the pint or two, Sin.
Right, Gregory. Out here. Now.
Aye. Who's been a naughty boy, then?
What are you playing at, Mother? Oh, I'm not playing, son. You and me are going to get this sorted out once and for all. So get yourself into that bungalow before I really show you up.
I'm in the middle of a job here.
Are you deaf as well as daft? I said now!
Someone's going to get the leg slapped when they get home.
Ah, well, no rest for the wicked. See you later.
See you later, kid. So you turned up then? You snivelling little rat.
What's up, Jimmy? Aren't you pleased to see me?
I am gonna knock your bloody head off.
Your daughter's fancy man's already tried that. Still here though, aren't I?
Yeah, you're lucky, aren't you? Because if I'd have caught up with you before, Peter, you'd be 6 foot under now.
Hey, I've had the big boys at me, Jimmy, so I know Mark like you's got no chance. Besides, you don't want to ruin your fancy new career now, do you, sir?
How the hell do you know about that?
It's all over the parade, isn't it? Biggest scally around getting a job as a teacher. And that'd be worth a couple of quid to keep quiet. So if you'll excuse me, my daughter's waiting.
You're not going anywhere. And our Kylie can wait a bit longer. You have made our Lindsay's life a misery ever since she took up with you. And I am not going to stand back and see you cause her any more aggravation. Got it?
Wouldn't touch her with a barge pole, the amount of fellas she's been through. Think about your nice new job, Jimmy.
Why didn't you just do one, eh? Go and crawl back from where you came.
Because I'm going to see my daughter. And there's nothing you or anyone can do to stop me. I've got rights, you see. And I'm going to keep turning up week after week until your Lindsay gets the message.
Oh, you think so, do you? Well, that's why you're out of luck, soft lad. Because she's gone out for the day with Peter, so that she doesn't have to look at your ugly mug.
Oh, will you have to give her a message for me? See, since that bit of bother the other week, I had to put my rates up. So you can tell her if she still wants to get rid of me, it's going to cost her an extra 2,000.
12,000 quid? Where do you think she's going to get money like that from, eh?
She'll have to ask her fiancé to put up his prices, won't she?
He's going to make mincemeat of you, son.
Oh, it's a killer, that is. Because you and I know no one's going to lay a finger on me. What with this residency hearing coming up in a couple of weeks?
Oh, you reckon, do you?
Jimmy! Break it up. Just do one, eh?
On my way, big fella. Just remember to give Lindsay that message for me, will you?
You can't hide behind our Kylie for the rest of your life, soft lad. God. Swing from him, I'm telling you.
He's right, you know, Jimmy. One false move and your new career's going to be over before it's even got off the ground. Oh, come on, you've worked too hard for this, mate. Don't blow it all because of some no-mark. And I'm not having you coming round here making a total show of me.
The only one making a show of anyone is you. That poor girl's already going through all kinds of misery, and for some reason you seem determined to make things even worse for her.
Because the poor girl, as you call her, seems hell-bent on ruining my son's life. He'd have never have stolen that money if she hadn't talked him into it.
Oh, for heaven's sake, son, don't be so damn naive.
Our Jason's never gone behind me back before, even when he was a kid. That Katrina's had the hooks into him for 5 minutes and she's got him doing all sorts.
Oh, he's not some little lad anymore. He's a grown man with a mind of his own. And if anyone's life going to be ruined by all this, it's Katrina's. She's the one who's just had to abort her own child.
And whose fault's that, eh? They never came to me for advice.
She's just as devastated by all this as you know. Can't you at least try and understand what she's going through?
I'm sorry, Mother, but you should have let our Jason tell us what was going on.
Oh, it's not that easy, son. She was confused, frightened. All you want is for someone to wave a magic wand and make it all go away.
So she took the easy way out and booked herself in for an abortion.
Easy? That girl made the most difficult decision she'd probably make in the whole of her life.
Oh, here we go again. Jessie Shadwick, world expert.
I am on this one, son, believe me. I know what she's going through because I've been there. Every painful minute. April the 21st, 1956. That's when they flushed my baby out of me.
I don't mind going with you next week if you need a bit of moral support.
Thanks, Rich, but if this magistrate's going to pull the public humiliation card like he did with Ron Dicko, then I'd rather no one else was there to see it.
Do you reckon Carmel will turn up at the hearing?
Well, can't see it. She's made it perfectly plain that she doesn't want to set eyes on me again, so...
Well, you never know, Sin. She might have second thoughts once the court case is out the way.
Yeah, and I might sign for Liverpool next season.
Have you thought about what you're going to do with the house?
Well, I was thinking of renting it out to a fit, rich woman with no ties except half a dozen lovely sisters for me to choose from.
I
I don't think I can bear all this weight, Ian.
Try and relax, darling. I mean, it could be something or nothing that Dr. Stevens wants to see you about.
But what if it isn't? Let's go to the surgery and see if she'll talk to me now.
You can't do that. The appointment's not till 5:30.
I don't care. I'd rather be sitting there than here playing the blushing bride without a care in the world.
A few of the girls had organised a charter to go to a dance up at the RAF camp at Sealand. I didn't really fancy it, but Anne-Marie dragged me along to make up the numbers. I fell for him the minute I clapped eyes on him. He was so handsome standing there in his uniform. God, I loved him. After that first night, we spent every spare minute together, talking, laughing, loving. He was a good man. Tony Fitz. Kind, thoughtful, a big gentle bear of a man. We got engaged that Christmas, despite me mum and dad wanting us to wait till we put some money behind us. 1955 it was. And cold enough to freeze the Mersey. He was shot down at Suez the following spring. I thought my heart would never mend. I just cried for days when they told me. So when I missed my first period, I just put it down to me losing Tony like that. I just wanted to die so I could be with him. It's funny, but I had no sense of this new life growing inside me. Not then. Not till later. Oh, there were tears and rows and recriminations. They battered me with words like sin and shame and packed me off to Auntie Mary in Glossop. Oh, they all knew what was best for me, every single one of them. But not before I'd learned to love that baby me and Tony Fitz had made. He used a solution of soap flakes and Dettol, drew it up into that syringe with his dirty hands, and shot it up inside me like I had no feelings. Like I was nothing. It took 18 long, slow, agonizing hours for my baby to slip away from me. Bit by tiny bit. As if it was clinging on to me, terrified of letting go. So yes, son. This time I reckon I am Jessie Shadwick, world expert.
You mark my words, I'm telling you. 2006, Yanks for the World Cup. Cheers.
Tell you, well, it's a good thing you're teaching history and not sports.
You look fantastic.
Thanks.
Elaine, so go misbehaving yourself, will you know?
Don't you worry. I'll take good care of her.
Hey, I want you back in that flat no later than 3 or 4.
Oh, don't wait up, because I intend to be very late, very drunk, and he's looking very, very rude.
At the end of the day, there's no real right or wrong in any of this, you know. Our Jason and Katrina were faced with a problem and they dealt with it the best way they could. That's all any of us can really hope to do.
And what about regrets? How'd you cope with them?
You bury them deep and get on with your life, son. There's no point missing out on happiness for a bunch of what-ifs or maybes. Anyway, if the abortion hadn't happened, we might never have had you.
So how come you and my dad never had any more kids after me?
Well, it wasn't for the lack of trying, I can assure you. Given the choice, me and your dad would have had a house full. But they told us we were lucky to have you, given the state of me insides after the abortion. There's always a price to pay, son. Well, maybe it was a blessing. You were more than enough to cope with. Right little devil you were. You ran me ragged from the minute you were born. Some things never change, eh?
I'm sorry, Mum.
I know you are, son.
I'll make things right with our Jason and Katrina. Promise.
Well, As your dad always used to say, it takes a big man to know when he's wrong.
And an even bigger one to say sorry.
Mrs. V. Just take a seat, please.
I'll be right here if you need me.
Hi. Just off home to me lettuce leaf.
All right. So you don't fancy taking up my advice about going dancing now?
To music, ain't you, Mick?
Oh, yeah. The original soul brother, me. I know a great little place that plays all the best.
Must have the bosses getting stuck in there.
You can't leave him alone for a minute, can you?
So I wondered if you fancied, going along with me there tonight.
Oh, sorry, Mick. Not tonight. Friday's my big night.
What, night out with the girls, is it?
No. Quiet night in. See ya. Lads?
Oh, thanks a bunch, you two.
Just home to pick up a few tips, Mick,
Listen, I've told you. You should talk to us before you try going pulling any women.
No chance. It's not going to be a next time where she's concerned.
Susanna, all right?
Perhaps you'd like to come through.
Susanna?
Max. Oh, Max.
What's happened, darling?
I can't.
What, is it that bad?
Do you want me to tell him?
It hasn't really sunk in yet.
Darling, what?
I'm pregnant.
Pregnant? How?
It's wonderful, isn't it? After all this time, after everything we've been through, we're having another baby.
Friday comedy and some friendly advice coming up here on 4. Never trust a woman with handcuffs. Chandler's Nicked, next.